Good evening.
Good evening, traders and tradettes. Welcome to another Thursday night. Let's get. How are we?
I'm well, thank you.
Are we well? We're keeping well. Hope you, our fellow Victorians, are keeping well as well. And for everyone else around the country or wherever you are, hope you are keeping safe and well and sane as well. So let's get straight into it. Ads, BTC.
BTC has done exactly what we want it to do, and it's been fantastic.
It's been very well behaved.
If I look at this chart from, when was this? From, what day is it? Oh, here we go, the 18th. The 18th, so 2 days ago, we said that this supply zone at 12,350 was going to be, thereabouts where the main move was going to, the main target was going to be for that daily move. And sure enough, here we are.
Yeah, it was that highest quality demand that we spoke about, wasn't
it?
Yeah.
Absolutely was. Highest
quality. Explain that, Ads. Let's just go through that again. And we're going to talk about this. We might as well talk about it now. What we're doing in our Tuesday and Thursday night sessions. I know we do market scans, but we obviously, Ads and I love to teach. So we're going to sort of get back to what we were doing prior to this as well. So we'd love to hear your feedback inside Discord once a month. We're going to run through whether it be a different trading strategy or tools or certain indicators, whether they be ours or someone else's, a whole bunch of different things. We're going to go back to doing a little bit of learning again with UTG. We obviously still get asked tons of questions inside the Discord and through emails and Facebook DMs and all that sort of stuff about certain ways to trade, etc. So why not continue to share that and sort of restore the origin of what UTG was about. So we're going to do that once a month, whether it be a Tuesday or a Thursday once a month. So we'd love to hear your suggestions, things that you might be struggling with at the moment, things that you would like us to create and content that we can create and hangouts we can do. So we'll do it live through Discord and we'll get everybody in and ask questions on the fly or run sessions. So let us know inside the Discord. So Ads, let's go through and talk about why this was the highest quality supply.
So there is two major supplies that interest me right now. The first of which being the one that we're at, the one that we got rejected at just 2 days ago, which was 12,350, and the second being the one all the way from about January 18, which is quite a ways away, and which that was the one we got rejected at 14, and admittedly that's a weekly level there. However, The reason why I was really identifying this zone, Ty, was because it is a major pivot point. So a pivot, a move, a sharp or a very aggressive movement out of that price bracket or out of that price zone, and then we got the second wick up there on August the 6th last year, so just over a year ago now. That was the real reason, because it is a market pivot point and it is a daily zone, and we have been rejected once before, and now a second time. So whether or not we go and retest this level is another thing. But for now, what we were looking at was the level of demand that I deleted earlier in the stream. That level there resided at around the 11.8 mark, and the second area of interest I spoke about this morning in my Discord update was this trend line that we're slowly walking upwards on at the moment. So whether or not, I swear TradingView's changed their undo and their redo functionality there, bro. But right now what I'm looking at is if we have some sort of relief rally, should we say, maybe a test back up again towards that 11.9 or 11 or even the 12k level to retest that zone to see if we're going to hold or we're going to break down again and really is BTC going to fall into that psychological level of 12,000, and we're going to fall down through this trend line and down to our next level of demand, which is really the swing target for the moment, in my opinion anyway. That 11,265.
Yep, I'm pretty much on board with you there, and I just sent you that link. We're seeing similar structure play out time and time again, where we spoke about this yesterday, where I had highlighted, I wouldn't say so much a fractal, but like this same pattern that had played out a couple of days beforehand. I've just found it here, and I'll share it with you, Ads, again. Obviously, Ads and I's charts are different. But you can see how we had these cascades of liquidity, selling pressure. We had these sort of almost like automatic reactions from significant bounce points, and then we have a move up, a little bit of a wobble, and then another move up again, and then ultimately a continued move down. And we saw it during that little bit of accumulation before this recent move up. And that's the same sort of thing again. We're seeing our MAs above there providing a ton of resistance. In this case, it was the MAs from Unicon, and just some additional levels that I drew in 11.9. As I said, we'll bounce from this area. Where we were at that point was 11.7 was at 11.716. But I said from here, we're likely to see a little relief rally up to maybe 11.9, and then from there I would likely be short. And that's exactly how it played out. And until we continue to make higher highs, we're still now in this little sort of local downtrend. So don't get too excited unless we can sort of break 12k. And head back up above that 12.1, 12.2 area and confidently close, potentially back up towards that demand, that supply rather. That I'm not going to get too excited. I'm very closely watching to see what this trend line does.
And absolutely agree with that, to be honest with you, because like I did say, we need to get past that psychological $12,000 level again. To really hold this and have another good crack at this level of supply, and that needs to happen. Or else we are breaking down. We're going to break this trend line. No, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and it's the same thing for ETH, which we'll get into in just a moment. It's doing the same thing. It's acting in the same sort of way. ETH looks like a little bit more promising for a little bit of relief. But we might as well get into ETH right now. ETH USD, and then let's have a look into ETH BTC. But looking at Steamroller, we can't deny Steamroller. The more I say, I'm not going to pay attention just to the one indicator when other certain things might be telling me otherwise, you cannot doubt. Well, you cannot deny the inclusion of what Steamroller says, especially when it comes to ETH USD and ETH BTC. But we spoke about this as well, as we spoke about, rundown, small relief, sucker the people in, and then dump on them again. And that's exactly what happened. That 399 mark that we spoke about, 388.22 that we've spoken about for such a long time, as a significant previous level of resistance now turned support. It was it was likely that there was going to be a bounce there because we had that resistance sort of support flip. But yeah, I think again we'll end up running up to that demand zone, potentially around 420 is where I spoke about, and then from there I'll reassess what I'm doing with this position. I had bids filled at 400.
Absolutely, and I 100% agree with that as well. That relief to 420 would be on the cards, in my opinion, if we're looking at that supply. Very short term, inside a downtrend there. So very, very short term supply. It could be broken and we could head up to that 440 if we get enough steam or enough momentum behind this. However, we really, really need to break and make some significant structures, just some even some wicks or some closes.
Yeah, and we've seen again, when you stare at the screens for such a long time, you see these things maybe before that, and I could look like a real goose here, but you know the opportunity for a short at 420 I think is pretty good, unless we can close and break above that, because we'll probably come back down. Well, let's not say probably. We go up, hit that 420, come back down, do a double bottom, have another little run again, and then potentially continue back down lower. If not, we double bottom and then head back up to demand at 420, and we break through it and head back up towards 440. But it's I'm looking for a double bottom.
That could certainly be the case, sir. Certainly could be the case. If we're looking at potential zones underneath where we are now, in terms of the 389, 400 demand zone that we're looking at, that we tweezer bottomed off the other day. If we're looking for anything underneath it, the first level that I'd be interested in would be 365, 368. Whoops. And yeah, we've had a few bounces from there already. Obviously 1, 2, 3 before launching up and testing that 440 range. So yeah, if we do start to break down, that's the next level below us. If you're wondering.
All right, FBTC.
FBTC coming at you. FBTC keeping a little bit more simple with this one, leaving the fibs how they were, drawn from swing low to swing high, and we did retest that negative 27 fib extension that we always like to use. However, we have been rejected from there and headed back to that 23.6 fib level, which admittedly, funnily enough, is where I'd place that level of demand if we're looking at that red candle just in between that pause. But honestly, it still looks like it's deep in a downtrend. So the same thing could apply right now, is if we get rid of this fib finally and look at some of the swing high to swing low, just this portion of the market, then we could see the 23, the 50, the 50 looking even nicer between the 50 and 61. I'd put it if we were looking for some sort of relief here, Ty.
Yeah, I can't help but think this is healthy. This pullback that we're seeing right here. If we do zoom out and have a look at it on the daily, or even on that 4 hourly there, that still looks okay to me. We've seen this a number of times. OMG was another one. That was a trade I was in this week. I really got lucky at that because I just recognized this sort of formation where we go up, we have quite heavy sell-offs, and then it just sort of continues up in like this wave fashion. So I'm looking. I know that the daily is not looking great here, but look at what it was beforehand when we had the runs. Our indicators were pretty high up already, sitting around the 60 sort of RSI mark, and then continued back up again. Steamroller, yes, admittedly was very oversold. The volume has dropped off a little bit, but I don't know. I can't help but feel like there's going to be a time for potentially for these higher cap alts being LTC, EOS, FBTC. For them, they're not exhausted yet. I still feel like there's potentially some more in this. So that's the reason why I'm pretty active on the charts and trading at the moment, because I think these opportunities are dwindling, but I think the opportunities are still very much there on alts.
If we have a look at ETH BTC and look at the RSI just for a moment, if we're looking at the daily, ETH BTC has a very, very good tendency to stay above the 50 or the median RSI level there, Ty. So as long as ETH can stay above that 50 RSI, even bounce off that 50 RSI, even come down to maybe towards that 33,000 sat mark, just underneath the price where it is now, this could bounce a third time.
Yeah. Excuse my puppy. He's so cool. I love him. Sorry, I'm just going to go close my door. Hang on just a second.
No worries, bro.
I'll just say this very quickly. Let's hope it doesn't fall back down towards that 27 extension, have a little run up and make like a head and shoulders pattern, because that would suck. That would suck.
Yeah. Just moving on while Ty does that now. So we've got, we'll have a quick look at XRP. XRP we'll have a look at now, brother.
Yes.
Before we head over to maybe some regular bits and pieces.
Oh yeah, one thing that I think we should look at before we go is the BTC dominance.
Oh yeah, okay, no worries. So XRP has been increasingly profitable, should I say. We've had this front run off this supply. This supply was the overall area of interest, should I say, on XRP USD, with 33 cents being that move there. And we are now, like all the others, heading towards a major level of demand. And I'd be putting that at 27 cents at this given point in time. And I don't know why the undo doesn't work anymore. Yeah, honestly, not too much to say about XRP. It does follow these zones quite well, and it does fare quite well in the swing sort of targets and all the swing moves. So 27 cents will be my pick, and I think we'll get there no dramas with XRP USD.
100%. I agree with that.
BTC dominance, however, got the bounce that we were looking for, and just shy of our demand level, although, you know, demands and supplies aren't that important with the dominance chart. It's really just gauging trend. However, we are just seeing this small little bounce here